So when I pulled the gasket off, I can see that I've got a number of little cracks across in between the cylinders. That's the old gasket. I'm just going to measure that now. That's got a gasket thickness of 1.3 mil. The gasket I'm going to be using is a Victor Wright's gasket. You see the part number there, 61-25985-20. And the difference I found with this gasket, I'll leave that on there, is that on one side they have a, call it Siamese fire ring. So that Siamese fire ring will hopefully prevent the problem I have with this fire ring distorting here and causing a head gasket failure between the two cylinders. So the Victor Wright's, I've looked up on various forums and they say that they probably are the best gaskets to use for the Ford Pinto, 2 litre especially, but the Ford Pinto. This is a 1.3mm thick, so there's no difference to the compression ratio. When you compare the two together, they are exactly the same, with all the same water holes, or the holes for each of the water jackets all drilled out to the same diameter. Now I'm intrigued actually, I'm sure Ford did lots of development in this, but you can see that there are other water jackets which have been blanked off on gaskets. If someone could explain why that is, I guess it's to do with flow and cooling and heating, of keeping some of the cylinders cooler and others warmer. I don't know, but you'd imagine that you want an equal amount. So it will be, I would imagine, around the thermodynamics of the cooling efficiency of the engine. I don't know if anybody has decided to drill out any of those holes that are blanked off, but if you could comment, that'd be great to know. So I'm going to get this on the car now and we'll take it from there. With most performance gaskets, they do come with even instructions. So you've got the bolting down sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so opposites there. And also this comes with actually a Torx setting. My car's a spline setting, so there are recommended torque settings there in Newton meters. 35 to 40 Newton meters for stage 1, 70 Newton meters for stage 2, then leave it for 5 minutes and then give 90 degrees worth of angle. I'm going to have a look up on the website just to see what the torque settings are for a splined head bolt on the Victor Wright's website now. I'll let you know, I'll write it on the screen to see if they're any different, but otherwise I'll be using the standard Ford Pinto settings, because the gasket that's come off is a 1.3mm and this is a 1.3mm as well. I'm going to be using a new torque wrench. This is a 1/2 inch torque wrench, and it's capable of between 40 and 210 Newton meters or 30 to 150 foot-pounds of torque. It's a 10 tools torque wrench, and the reason why I bought a new one is because I wasn't confident that mine was calibrated. This one comes as calibrated. There you go, because it's got the certificate of conformance there by RD, whoever they are, not LD. So that's according to ISO 6789-1 2017, for anybody who really wants to know that. It comes as a box. Feels like a really nice solid torque wrench. You've got the settings adjustment there, but you also got an angle adjuster there, so you can add in that 90 degrees of angle if required at the end. But mine is not a stretch type bolt, it's a spline bolt, so you can reuse these bolts over and over, unless you really want to be fully belt and braces. You can always put in some new bolts just to make sure that they haven't stretched or got worn out over time. So I'm going to show you a process of how I bolt down. I'm soaking the engine head bolts in some oil, moving them around every now and again for 15 to 20 minutes, just to cover them in a film of oil. That will help them bed into the thread
when it comes to torquing them down.